Hello and welcome to Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. I am Elvis, your host. I'm here to let you know that this is a not safe for work podcast. We are teachers at the end of the week, the end of our ropes, and we'd really like to be able to talk about our jobs openly without having to worry about losing them. Hence the pseudonyms, like, Elvis. That's not really me. Anyway, I'd like to start by giving a big thank you to all of our Patreon patrons out there. That's right, if you're interested in contributing back and giving some to Teacher Needs a Drink, as well as getting access to lots of new content and Facebook groups and activities and all kinds of crazy stuff, join our Patreon. Let me give my big thank you now. Let's have a thanks to Miss Noelle R., Teresa H., Laura D., Caitlin L., Marcia M., Wiaza, Kristen B., Miss Alabama, Kristen B., Megan R., Hoovian, Ashley M., Jason F., Amber H., JJ O., Jeff S., Abby B., Ann T., Sarah B., Regina B., Anna L., Josie S., Sam B., Lucy P., Mary E., Jamie B., Hope H., Aaron D., Christina W., Kristen W., sorry about that, Vanessa J., Kate C., Mary C., Haley M., Rylan L., Catherine S., Perla C., Kelsey W., RJR, Cara T., Kristen C., Johanna H., Tony and Christina K., Irma A., Rebecca J., Melissa M., KCB, and Sarah M. Woo! I'd also like to give a shout out to our sponsor, Lud Lamb Dramatics. That's right, if you are a theater teacher or a teacher who's being forced to do some kind of theater thing, or an English teacher, or you're just kind of interested in theater stuff, go to ludlamdramatics.com. There is jack shit for teachers about theater and the educational stores, so you have to go to places like Lud Lamb Dramatics, and really, they're the best. They've got like over 40 posters, amazing resources. Go check them out. I'd also like to give a shout out to the best candy treat ever in the whole fucking world, Legendary Pretzels. Go to legendarypretzels.com and treat yourself to some amazing hard pretzels that are dipped in chocolate and caramel and candy or cereal and fudge wrapped and Tootsie Roll. They're literally amazing. And they make these custom ones if you ask. They are just amazing. Treat yourself. Go to Legendary Pretzels. All right, my friends, we're getting close to... Well, we're not getting close to jack shit. It's summer now. Woohoo! Anyway, we're going to keep the podcast going through summer, though our episodes will be just a little bit shorter, because unless we start rambling, who knows, like I'm doing now. Hey, speaking of which, Teacher Needs a Drink podcast comes out every Wednesday, and if you have something you would like to share with us, number one, you can hit us up through the Patreon, or you can reach out through the contact page of our website, teacherneedsdrinkpodcast.com. We also sell lots of shot glasses and stamps and just all kinds of crazy stuff there. So go check it out. My friends, I'm tired of babbling. That's all I got, but I see there's like 6 seconds left. I gotta talk before I don't have to edit anything. So I have a joke. What did the grape say when the elephant stepped on it? Nothing! He just let out a little whine. All right, enjoy.
The thing with the sticky end that picks up the things?
Yes, mine's wobbly right now. I need a new one.
Yeah, that's what she said.
All right. Well, welcome to Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. I am Elvis, your host, and with me today is Miss Bunny O'Hare.
Hey, Elvis. Hey, folks.
Also, Miss Lucille Lane.
Hey, y'all.
And last but not least, Miss Shirley Temper.
Do you have some sort of businesswoman special?
Bunny, what is it?
Romy and Michelle's high school reunion, I believe.
Yes, it is.
I have never seen that.
So good.
It is
So good.
iconic.
There was one of the few one night stands that I had in college. I remember being in her dorm room, and she had the poster for that and the VHS and the DVD and a bunch of other shit for it. I was like, wow, you must really like this. She's like, oh yeah, my roommate and I watch it once a week. I was like, oh.
I could fully support that. I fully support everything that she does.
Yeah, it was a one-night stand, so I'm okay with that. Anyway, so my friends, we're in summer. Summer has started. I've started my summer work where I'm working, doing fun summer gigs with kids who are doing camping crap, and I like it so much more. But the thing that I really like, and I hope people don't hate on me, is that some of the schools I'm at don't require us to wear a mask because the kids are so young, and because if all teachers are vaccinated, they're letting it go. I really, really like not teaching with a mask. It is so nice. I don't know. I feel good about it, and I'm not scared about it anymore. Maybe it's because I'm vaccinated because the numbers are dropping, but it is so nice. I'm like, oh, I like this. This is easier to breathe. I don't know. I don't want to get hated on, but feel free to hate on me all you want. But how are you guys doing for your summer thing? Bunny, how are you doing? What's going on with you?
I am living my best life right now. Like, school got out for us on the 28th, and I have spent way too much time asleep lately. I've been taking naps. It has been beautiful and glorious, just hanging out with the cat. I will say that I do need to start probably kicking my own butt into gear as far as like getting stuff done around the house and getting maternity lesson plans written and stuff like that. But right now I'm loving it.
I support that, but you know what? It's all right to take some you time, especially after getting out of this last hell of a year that we've had. I think that if you need a week just to do shit, as long as things aren't burning down, I think you're okay. I think that's just fine. Lucille, how are things going with you? It's been a bit.
It has been a minute. My kids left school today.
Aww.
Like no more. I have to go till Thursday. Ugh, I'm gonna feel like this is a big waste of time. But yeah, kids left today.
That's beautiful.
Party.
And you know what? I don't know what this says about me personally, but like, not at one time did I get emotional. I didn't hug any of them goodbye. I just had a rough year, and I just waved and smiled and was just like, enjoy intermediate school. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye. That's all I could honestly say.
Yeah, I'm working some gigs at one of my schools this summer. And so they're like, bye, I'll see you. I was like, yeah, I'm going to be back in like 3 weeks. So we're cool. We don't need to hug it out. I'm going to go and just get in my car and go have a drink. We're good.
We're good.
What about you, Shirley? How are things going with you?
I met my new principal today.
And?
Well, we had opportunities to do these one-on-one meetings with him. We had about 20 minutes just to talk to him about the things that we need the next year to feel successful. I explained how I felt very isolated and ignored this last year. I had some admin issues, that I've discussed at length on here. All my concerns have already been taken care of, and I am cautiously optimistic.
That's really good.
I missed the part where your interim person did not get the job. That's good.
That's good. Oh, no. They straight up yeeted him. And it was super funny because he had a public meltdown at a faculty meeting about it. And I missed it. But one of the faculty members, who's a goody, she freaking recorded it like a boss. And she airdropped it to me, and I have it. And it is 6 minutes of him having a pity party meltdown. It is so entertaining. And it was so funny because he was like, oh, I'm going to help this new person, and I'm going to be here to guide. And basically the new guy was like, I'm good.
Yeah, fuck off.
And what was super funny, though, is I was actually, because I was on campus today, and some of the secretaries, I was like, hey, when did the ghost leave? They're like, nobody knows. His office was just empty. Nobody knows when he was done or when his last day was. He literally has disappeared because he's a ghost.
Yikes.
Good riddance.
For real. It's a big deal for me. I'm not a pessimist, but I err on the side of pessimism. I think of myself more as a realist. I'm in my 15th year. I just finished it, and I've had 7 principals. You would be too.
Yeah.
But I am cautiously optimistic.
All right, so we have one from the Reddits. This is from Digital Citizen 0912. Those of you interviewing, quick tip. When you get an interview, just take a look at how many jobs the school currently has posted. Too many posted could mean a teacher exodus, and that should throw up warning signs. Just a little tip from someone leaving a school where at least 10 teachers are leaving. Edit. Also, a great idea to look at board minutes. That will tell you what they have recently been discussing in the district. Money, teacher, admin, movement, replacement, community outreach, ...
This is brilliant because it should be common sense, but I never thought about it.
I never thought about it.
Right.
But, I mean, they post all, usually the district will list every job for every school, and it'll tell you what school they're hiring for. Yeah, so if you see a school, unless it's a brand spanking new school,
However, do you feel like it's going to be a little bit more difficult this year to judge because people are really over the pandemic work, not the regular type of everyday going to work? And
I think you're 100% right about that, because there is already a mass exodus from most major school districts across the country after COVID.
Because of that.
And just no one wants to deal with how their campus handled digital teaching.
So about 3 principals ago, we had, that's how I measure my life. 3 principals ago, we had a principal who he was only there for 2 years, but in those 2 years, 1 year we had a turnover of 25, and the next year we had a turnover of 40.
What's your total staff, like ballpark?
Like 120, 130. So nearly half 1 year. And he was non-renewed, or he basically wasn't non-renewed, but they ushered him out that 3rd year. They showed him the door. But I'm firmly in support of checking those things. I think it can be very indicative. This year obviously is going to be different, but definitely look at that. And don't be afraid to try to find somebody who lives in that area and see if they know anything.
I think it's normal to have like a 5 to 10% turnover, just because like usually every year when I'm at a school of like 40 to 60, at least 5 to 7 teachers will move on for a variety of reasons. Some are getting married, some are just out of it, some are retiring, some are getting asked to leave. But I think if you have more than 15 or 20%, well, I think if you have more than 10 or 15%, something's up. Obviously, the pandemic's what's up right now, and people are pissed with how it was handled.
Yes.
But a lot of people, they're like, it's not worth teaching. It's not worth coming back for what little they're paying us as teachers. If they paid me more, maybe I'd be willing to put up with this shit. But I saw a great post earlier this week about setting your boundaries as a teacher. Like, I will send out an office email message at 5 o'clock each day. And the last was, I will not work past 9 p.m. each night. And I was like, yeah, fuck that. No, I'm going to try to be done by 5 every day.
I'm done at 4. I walk out that building. Don't expect me to do shit.
Yeah.
I did that this year, and it was really good for me.
No, I think it's good for everybody. The one thing I think you lose a little bit of is the teacher camaraderie, but you also can get that at happy hours that are not on campus, or just by talking to people in between. I don't get the people who spend an hour after school just talking in the hallway. I've never understood that. And maybe it's I don't have as big of a friend circle, but being, a guy, usually most of the guys like, hey, how's it going? Good. Okay. Peace out.
All right, my bibbies. This is from the Reddits from Mayor Can Art. It feels so hard to fit in. New member here, an art teacher going for her standard license in New Jersey. Just finished up my leave replacement term, but the district is keeping me for the rest of the school year to fulfill most requirements while subbing. I don't know how to make this sound basic, but I'm very empathetic and compassionate. I tend to show my gratitude to my colleagues through tasks, checking in on people I've subbed, replaced, or through gifts. Most of the time, they really appreciate it. But there are some who are easily annoyed by it, and I feel like an absolute nuisance. Would just respond with one word or sentence and then end the convo from there, or at times give me an annoyed look. Even at times when we hold the conversations, things go south quickly to the point where they're making it sound like I am a nuisance. I don't know. I'm used to seeing different reactions from others, and I guess there are some I'm not used to.
It's you.
Yeah.
100% you.
Now, I think it's good to be kind, and I don't think there's anything wrong with your personality or what you're doing. However, not everybody likes that. There are some people, like several of the people on this podcast, where after you kind of giving it all throughout the day, at the end of the day, you might not want to have a long conversation. You just like, oh, okay, thank you. But Lucille?
I have this person in my building, and that person always comes to me because
you listened once?
Because I fed the cat, and the cat came back and just it's just nothing. So the thing is, yeah, you're right. It's you. You're trying too hard. People are seeing it, and people will be nice for a second. I appreciate this the first couple times, and then they find out that this is something that just becomes an annoyance, and no one likes to pretend to be, grateful anymore, because it's how many times do we have to do this? And I understand that's how some people definitely communicate. That's their love language, right? That's how they show appreciation. But other people might not. And with that in mind, we need to think about others and how their reactions can affect our reactions. And if we don't like the negative reactions, think about another way to show gratitude without, I don't know, being so forceful or carrying on conversation too long. Or maybe there's like social skills that aren't, there. So I don't know,
I can appreciate niceness, but I'm not always in the mood for it. And there are some people who do just keep, like, they might know one thing about me. Let's say I love Ninja Turtles, and they find this out. And so every time I see them, all we talk about is Ninja Turtles. I don't really want to do this. When I was dating, I dated a girl who did, what's it called? It's the roller skating helmet roller derby thing.
Roller derby.
I love derby.
And so like the very first date we were talking afterwards, I was like, so you do roller? She's like, honestly, I'd rather talk about something else. She goes, that's all anyone ever wants to talk about in my life. I was like, you know what? I get it.
Lucille kind of touched on what my first thought was. Like, you've heard of love languages in interpersonal relationships, but it's true in the workplace as well. Like, it sounds like this person, maybe their love language that they speak fluently is like words of affirmation or quality time or something like that. And maybe for these other people, it's something like acts of service. Like, if you want to run these copies for me, cool, I appreciate it, but we don't need to have a conversation. Like, there are ways that you can serve your coworkers and be a good teammate, but maybe the thing that you're trying right now isn't what speaks to them and makes them feel appreciated. So if that's something that you are really wanting to do, is, make your coworkers feel seen and appreciated,
learn their love language.
Yeah. Figure out what works for them.
Yeah. For me, a lot of times, if they just acknowledge whatever's going on, like, holy shit, that class was crazy, right? I'm like, yeah, that's all I need. And I'm good. Mm-hmm. And then later, like, if we connect outside of school or something else, I'm a lot more convenient. But if they're like my brief 3 minutes that I have to go to the bathroom, check my box, go somewhere else, get a drink of water, and they're trying to have a conversation with me, yeah, fuck that. I'm sorry. You're probably the nicest person. I bet I'm coming off as a raging asshole, but I don't have time for your shit right now.
Here's the deal, sweetie. If you subbed for me, I don't need you to come check on me when I get back, because that's just awkward. You never know why somebody was out. I mean, it's kind of cruel, but you just need to take a hint, sweetie. They're not into it. Find something else, move on.
Hey guys, guess what?
What?
We have a Patreon!
Liar. You filthy liar.
I am not lying. It's the truth. For as little as $5 to $10 a month, you can help support Teacher Needs a Drink and also get access to all kinds of extra bonus content, as well as our brand new teacher Facebook group for our Patreon only. So if you want to meet other like-minded people, like other listeners of our podcast who aren't scared by the things we say, because you're one of us, you could be on our Patreon and you get access to our events and you're part of this Facebook group, so you can actually like real life meet up with these people. It's awesome, and I'm really excited about that. We're going to have a watch party at some point this summer. It's going to be fun, and teacher, you need to be part of the Patreon to get to it. It's going to be amazing. So anyway, do it now. Help support us. Give me your money. Woo! Ladies, would you rather add ghost peppers to everything you eat or find a cockroach alive in your bed every morning?
Oh, God.
I'm going to put peppers all over my shit.
Peppers.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Bunny can attest, because we were college roommates, that I am a boss about snakes, spiders, creepy crawlies. Like, I'm your person. If you need me to do that, the second that there's a roach, I'm screaming and clinging to the ceiling like a scared cat.
Yeah, I don't like cockroaches. Only really when they fly or touch me. Like, I can see one, but I don't mind hot stuff. I could do that. I did have, the double burn once in college, so I'm kind of scared of things like ghost peppers, and I don't mess around with that because, that's no. You don't need. Why are there taste buds in your asshole? Why do you feel spice? That is unfair, and that is a cruel joke God played on us, just like flowers.
It's not even in my bed, and I'm freaking out at the thought of there being a roach in my bed. Wow.
Same story. When Shirley and I were roommates, I was on roach duty. If there was a roach, that was my job. And same thing with my marriage now. My husband hates roaches with every fiber of his being. We live backed up to a creek, and I've made it abundantly clear to him that any snakes that venture onto our property are his job.
See, and I was in charge of those things. We had such a good relationship.
We did. I don't know. A roach in my bed, that's invading my space. That's getting up in my personal business, and that does not need to happen. So I think I would still go with the peppers. I don't know. I'm not super into spicy stuff, but I don't need a roach up in my business every morning.
You develop a taste for it. And Lucille, you're on Team Pepper
for the roach
too?
Or for the pepper.
What's that?
You're on Team Pepper, Lucille?
Yeah, 100%, because I just can't even imagine staring at me or something. No, not doing it. How close is it to me every morning?
It's in your bed.
Surprise. What if I slept on the couch?
That's it. That's not your bed anymore. So it's fair. Good solution. Yeah, just get a new bed. All right, ladies, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. I'd like to thank my hosts who were here with me today. I'd like to thank Miss Bunny O'Hare.
It was a pleasure as always.
Wonderful. And Miss Lucille, thanks for joining us tonight.
Well, I had so much fun.
Yay. And Miss Shirley Temper, it was good hearing from you.
I was so lucky getting mono. That was the best diet ever.
All right, my friends, take care of yourselves. Enjoy your summer. Deep breaths, deep drinks. Cheers! Woo!
Cheers!
All right, my friends, thanks for joining us for another episode of Teacher Needs a Drink podcast. Teacher Needs a Drink podcast comes out every Wednesday and is sponsored by Lud Lamb Dramatics. If you're a teacher who's being forced to do something in the theater, or you just like doing theater stuff, go to Lud Lamb Dramatics. They have the best resources for theater teachers. Also, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Legendary Pretzels. If you want some amazing candy-covered, chocolate-dipped, caramel fudge hard pretzels, they even have them with gluten-free options, you need to go to Legendary Pretzels. They are amazing and delicious, and I can't rate them highly enough. I'd also thank our sponsors today. I just thanked our sponsors. I'd thank my hosts who were with me today, Ms. Lucille Lane, Ms. Bunny O'Hare, and Ms. Shirley Temple as Temper. Ooh, I'm going to get slapped for that. I'd also like to thank Ms. Priscilla, who's by my side while I do all of this. If you have something you'd like to share with Teacher Needs a Drink podcast, well, then you can just hit us up on the contact page of our website, teacherneedsadrinkpodcast.com. All right, my friends, that's really all I got. Sign up for our Patreon. It's awesome. You can now meet other people who are in like-minded and part of the tribe on our Patreon Facebook group, if you're part of our Patreon. So anyway, that's all I got. I love you guys. Hugs, kisses. Enjoy your summer. Cheers! Miss Shirley, will you do this one? I'm going to send it to the right one this time.
Maybe, I don't know.
I think you will.
I don't know.
Because I have feelings about this one.
Ooh.
And actually, I think all of us do. So when you're ready, Miss Shirley, this is the one about fitting in.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So this is very much a newbie thing. I want to try to be polite, but I think Bunny probably... Damn, who was the sexy one?
That was me.
Why did I even ask?